Celebrities' photos you may have never seen Part 2. Brad Pitt in year 1997. While only looking a little like his adult self, this is Brad Pitt as a child on his basketball team. Yes, the name of the team was the Cherokee Rejects. Mick Jagger in year 1963. Jagger is only 21 in these photos, getting his hair done in the BBC salon for the Rolling Stones. Morgan Freeman in year 2012. Known for his legendary voice and heartfelt performances for years, Morgan Freeman shows his silly side in these photos. Michael Jordan in year 1996. One of the most important games of Jordan's career was between the Chicago Bulls and the Seattle Supersonics on Father's Day of 1996. While his own father had passed away 3 years earlier on Father's Day, Jordan played a terrific game despite the emotional occasion. Paul McCartney in year 1971. Thanks to Linda McCartney, we can enjoy this beautifully candid belly flop by Paul in Jamaica. She became the first female photographer to be featured on the cover of Rolling Stones magazine in 1978. Kurt Cobain in 1980s. An avid animal lover, Nirvana's frontman Kurt Cobain is pictured here in the 80s with an adorable pouncing kitten. Bill Murray, Sigourney Weaver and Dan Aykroyd in year 1984. Pictured on the set of Ghostbusters, the mouth, head, and heart of the show sit together for a photo. Leonard Nimoy in year 1966. Spock from Star Trek is known for his haircut, which became iconic of the mid-1960s. Reportedly, his father cut his hair for him in the Spock style. To this day, Nimoy cuts his own grandkids' hair. Harrison Ford in 1970s. Holding a special place in our hearts, Harrison Ford was the heartthrob of many in the late 70s and into the early 90s. As you can see in this photo, Ford was a carpenter in his early 20s before his role as Han Solo in 1977. Bruce Lee in year 1958. A little-known fact about Lee is that he took home the Cha-Cha Championship title in Hong Kong in 1958 as a young teenager prior to emigrating to the States. Rumor has it, he taught his fellow passengers on the emigration ship the Jig. His first job in America was as a dancing instructor. Charlie Chaplin in year 1966. Chaplin poses with his daughters in this photo in 1966. He later became an icon as an English comedian, but spent a great deal of his life with his family. He had 11 children. Sophia Loren in year 1965. Sophia Loren was one of the final stars of the golden age of Hollywood as an Italian actress and singer. In 1965, she traveled to the Soviet Union for the 4th Film Festival of Moscow. During the tour, she visited the Kremlin as pictured here. This photo sold at auction for $80,000. Audrey Hepburn in year 1953. This delightful candid of Hepburn was taken on the set of Sabrina in 1953. She was just 24. Elvis Presley in year 1958. During the time of the draft, he was the most well-known name in the world. He served in the US between March 1958 and 1960. Martin Luther King Jr. in year 1964. After receiving word that the Senate passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Milk poses for a happy candid. Frank Sinatra in year 1965. One of the most well-known artists of the 20th century, Sinatra has sold more than 150 million records worldwide. From humble beginnings, Sinatra was raised an Italian immigrant in New York but made great fame later in life. Matt Damon in year 1989. This adorable photo was taken of Matt Damon at the age of 19. He is dressed as Humpty Dumpty for a school play. Joe Pesci and Macaulay Culkin in year 1990. Home Alone is a Christmas classic film today. Playing Harry Lime, Joe Pesci plays with Culkin on set. Hugh Hefner in year 1970. Hefner and Barbie Benton are fishing off the Gulf Coast in this photo from 1970. Benton, a successful model in the 70s, dated Hefner for much of her career. Marilyn Monroe in year 1957. This candid photo shows Marilyn Monroe kicking off the soccer match between the USA and Israel in 1957. Not too bad for wearing heels. John Lennon in year 1968. Lennon and his son are photographed in front of his custom Rolls-Royce Phantom. Once criticized, the car is now heralded as an artistic icon. Princess Diana in year 1980. Before marrying into the royal family, Princess Diana was a kindergarten teacher. A year after this photo was taken, she would engage to the future King of England, Angelina Jolie in year 1990. Just 15 years old, Angelina Jolie poses for the camera at the very start of her career. Martha Stewart in year 1960. A Jill of all trades, Martha Stewart began as a model before becoming a businesswoman and television personality. She put herself through college with Chanel paychecks.
Follow for more.